Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
I gotta tell you a story, though, Ed. It has to do with the name I picked for my little girl, Matilda.
Yeah.
We were outside for music today, and I looked up at the flagpole, and on the tree branch near it, there was I don't know if it was a ribbon or a piece of, rope thing. It looked more like a ribbon, and it just dawned on me that was in Matilda.
A ribbon on a tree?
Yeah, because she climbed the tree to get, she had powers, so she opened the window and stole candy from the mean teacher's room.
Mm-hmm.
House, and when it shut, but then when she was going to get down the tree, she used to wear a ribbon in her hair, and it got stuck. If the wind blew it or something, but anyways, yes, it got stuck on one of the branches, and the teacher had found it because it blew off, and it just it's oh my God, it just brought me back to her and how I picked that name, and that she just wasn't scared of anything. It's a cute movie.
Yeah. Awesome.
Maybe someday when you're inner child.
Yeah. It sounds like you're really connecting.
It was kind of, it's oh my God, that was in that movie. And I don't think I would have thought of that.
Right,
if not picking that name. I would have just seen it and there's something up in the, on the tree. Yeah,
that's the beauty of it. There's these young parts let us see all kinds of things in a new way.
Yeah, so that was neat. I wanted to tell you that.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and all day I'm thinking, well, what? When you feel good, I know we talked about it last week, it's what part do I want to get to know better? And I don't know if I really came to a, decision. And I even asked, well, show me. But I think you had mentioned maybe at the end of last week about picking up on another part we were working on, correct? Or am I? Okay.
Yeah, there were parts around feelings you had when your youngest daughter was growing up, feelings about being left. And then there was some connection with maybe an 8 or 9-year-old part. Maybe that was connected to that. Is any of that ringing a bell?
I remember the 8 or 9-year-old part connecting to, I'm not sure what that, connecting to the being left alone. And
I think so, yeah.
oh my God, my brain's like, sometimes really, I think, sometimes I think my brain is like, it's on a vacation. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, maybe parts are on vacation.
That's true.
I mean, you report being happy, you're smiling, and there aren't parts jumping up to beg for your attention.
I know,
So.
and then it's strange. I mean, it's a good strange, but yet, I want to keep working on things, but then, when you're feeling good, it's. But anyways, I know you start with your. I don't want to take the whole all the time, just rattling on. But.
Yeah, we can do a minute of meditation. Maybe something comes up in that time, and if not, we can just explore whatever's up, or we can go back through some notes and see if there are parts that we have yet to get to.
Yes, that sounds good. I don't feel so like pressured, like I have to think of a part or the part has to. So thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'll set a timer for a minute. All right.
Okay.
Anything come up?
What was popping out? We may have talked about some of it. Just friendships, having friends, and like two's company, three's a crowd. If there's like more than two.
Mm-hmm.
Other parts, there are parts that come out why they don't like it. But I don't know if we've talked about that.
I believe it's come up. I believe there was a part that talked about not wanting to share, and had that same two's company, three's a crowd.
Yeah, that just popped up in my in my mind.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, if we continue on something else, does it interrupt with what we were working on, or I don't?
No, I don't know that would be a problem. Just whatever's up for you is fine.
Okay. I just wanted to check because, I mean, it's good that my parts have been kind of quiet.
Yeah.
But that is something that, that part that I do struggle with.
Okay. All right. And what is it like when it comes up? How do you notice it? Specifically in or around your body?
If you can just give me a minute, when I'm not in it, it's harder to. I know some of the ways the part feels.
Mm-hmm.
Just, me wanting the attention and feeling like I have to compete with someone else to look better than the other person, so I won't be left out. Yeah. And when it's just the one, it's like, oh, I got that person. I got that attention. I got that time.
Yeah. And so this kind of came up, or you noticed it a little bit while in our meditation, was there like a specific event or trigger or image that went along with that? Do you know why it might have come up at that time?
I just remember, well, I have trouble now with friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it just reminded me of how, hanging out with people, that I did that back then, but not really understanding why. So it's instances now that I'm aware of, and knowing that part was, back then too. Is that making sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
I can't think of a specific, but it's, I just felt like it was too much with 3.
Mm-hmm.
If that part didn't, just didn't feel good enough, even,
Yeah.
So it was safer with one person.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it sounds like there's the part that doesn't feel good enough, and then maybe you could call it another part, kind of the part that has the competitive nature that protects that part that doesn't feel good enough. I don't know. It could all be one part, but that's kind of how I'm picturing it, the separation of the two feelings.
Yeah, I would have never thought of it as a competitive part. And even, I don't know if that's where I don't know if that's when my daughter came up. You had said I mentioned something about my daughter. But I know, to me, it's a possessive part, a part that's being possessive too.
Mm-hmm.
A possessive part, it feels like. And, sometimes my daughter would say, why are you like that? And that's what I want to, where does it go back to? Where does it come from? Where is that coming from?
Yeah. Okay.
That part, because I don't. That part, and it there's a jealous part, a possessive part, a not sharing part, there's a lot of, like a little bratty child wants, I don't know, wants the attention, wants the time, wants the friendship, wants to be the important one, wants to be the one that they call and talk to. And so it's just bringing a lot of that up now.
Okay. Yeah. So we can get to know that possessive part if you like.
Sure. If I didn't confuse you.
No, I think I'm following. I noticed you were, you have this other part, I'll say, that kind of refers to this as bratty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, like a child. A child would, to me, a child would act like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So if there are parts that are kind of judging this other part as being bratty, which I'm guessing has the negative connotation or judgment, then see if you can ask the part that says it's bratty for some space so that you can get to know it.
It says okay.
All right, great. And now how are you feeling towards the possessive part?
I'm finding I get more curious as we do these sessions.
Yeah. That's great.
Wanting to know
That's
instead
great.
of being so scared.
Yeah. Self-energy.
I hope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a good spot too, but it's like I want to know why,
Okay.
what's going on.
Yeah. So let that possessive part know that you want to know, that you're curious about it, and that you've asked any judgmental parts to step back. So it's just you and this possessive part. And then ask it to tell you whatever it wants to tell you. What does it want you to know?
There's a sadness coming out again.
Mm-hmm. Is it coming from the possessive part or somewhere else?
I don't know, when I was, asking the part what it wants me to know in that, I just like had a sadness come over me.
Yeah. Is that sad for the part? The part is sad.
I would think the part is sad. I don't think I was sad for the part. It felt more like there was a sad part.
Okay. Do you want to learn more about that?
I guess we can see where that goes. That could be the reason why the possessive part.
Well, yeah, you can ask the possessive part about that. Ask if it's sad. And maybe where that comes from in that part.
It's like I'm getting it's not sad, but it was sad for that part back then. So it's different than what you asked me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the possessive part is sad for a part back then, right?
Yeah, for the way it was. That's what I'm getting. I mean, that's
great. Yeah. So just let it know it can tell you whatever it wants to tell you about that. Maybe it can tell you some about the part that it's sad for.
that part. Just, I guess it goes back to again feeling left out and
Not good enough.
Yeah. So
right.
I don't know. It's like when there was just I just didn't get all that attention. And
yeah.
I remember a time it was our neighbor. We were friends, and I don't know if I brought this up, but I had gotten mad about something, and I was mean to her, said she couldn't come with us. Mm-hmm. So my mother sent my Christmas gift back she got for me. Mm. And it's something I really wanted, but I don't know if that was like a jealous part. You're not going to come with us, or I was, angry about something apparently.
Yeah.
But I know
Okay.
we always had a lot of, our cousins were around, kids on the street. So it was a lot of people. But I sense that, little girl just kind of always wanted to be the center of attention.
Yeah. How old was she?
I don't know, 6 or 7's coming to my mind, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember a lot about that time. But I'm just, it's like I'm, sensing from that part that
Yeah.
just wanting to be important,
Yeah.
more important than others sometimes. Then
Mm-hmm.
I would, I guess, stand out more. Then I would be noticed.
Yeah. So the possessive part was working to kind of protect you, or to protect those feelings of not being good enough or being left out.
It kind of sounds like it,
Yeah. And that all makes
and
sense to you.
being kind of possessive and trying to control it too.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, it's the possessive and
Yeah, it sounds like a protective part. So see if you can show it some appreciation for its intention. It wanted to keep that from happening, keep those feelings from overwhelming you, that sadness, that feeling of being left out. It was fighting to get that attention.
because I felt the more I was paid attention to, then I was good.
Yeah.
I felt more important and loved and
Yeah. Does that all make sense to you?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So just let the possessive part know that you see that. And again, see if you can extend some appreciation to it for working so hard.
It's like it's saying I'm going to be okay and I'm going to learn more about, just learn more about the parts and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So does it trust you to work with those other parts, especially the ones that didn't feel good enough?
it seems to. I don't think it would have said it was going to be okay if it didn't.
Mm-hmm. And what would it like to be doing if you did, if you were to able to go to that part that doesn't feel good enough and to heal it and to make it feel good enough? What would the possessive part rather be doing with its energy?
Putting the energy into me as a person, I guess. So the part, again, comforting the part, acknowledging it.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Does it make sense to you?
I think so. I think it does.
Sounds like this part cares about you a lot, cares about your system, and has a lot of energy. And rather than pointing it out in the world to control or to, fight for things out in the world if it felt like it could trust that those feelings of not feeling good enough were resolved, that it could focus more on the internal state.
Yeah, and just be, again, happy and content. And
right.
And I do think that part is getting there. It does have its moments of like, wow, it's okay. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Other people can have other friends and do whatever. And that part is okay. And there are other times that, it gets a little jealous and sad but I think, that part knows that it is getting better.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's aware.
And now you can decide if you'd like to keep working with this possessive part now, or if it trusts you, and if you'd like to maybe go to those other parts, the ones that didn't feel good enough, or the 6 or 7-year-old, and go see if you can help them out.
Yeah, we can try.
Yeah, are there any other kind of protective parts or parts that are saying that's a bad idea, that have concerns about doing that?
Not that I can sense. This doesn't seem to be.
Okay. All right. So yeah, see if you can tune into that. The part that didn't feel good enough, maybe the part that had that experience with the returned Christmas gift. And see where you notice that.
That part was it was mad.
Mm-hmm.
Mad. I was just trying to show me something and I wasn't listening too good. But I know that part was upset with my mom. Just feeling like a bad person. And that's a negative, that's a critical part coming in.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, you could check, is the part that felt like a bad person the same part that, felt like it would be left out?
I'm not sure. I don't think it felt left out, that it felt left out.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of that's like, I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I getting punished in a way? Like, not like the part, just not realizing that I hurt someone. Did that part get pleasure out of being mean? But I know I was hurt. It was something I really wanted for Christmas. But yet that's a consequence for, I guess, not behaving.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're dealing with one or two or more parts here. I'll just try to kind of summarize where I think that we've gone and see if you can help me understand. We had the possessive part, and it had some sadness for another part. And it talked about being sad for a part that felt left out and not good enough.
Yeah, that I was like that, back then, and how I see things now, how the parts are here, and it does bring me back to how I did that before. So it was sad, that I
Right.
did that. Is that?
That you did the thing where you said the neighbor couldn't come?
Yeah, or just with friends, just how I was with friends.
Right. And the underlying feeling was about feeling left out and not good enough, right?
A lot of times I did feel left out and not good enough.
Yeah. And so what was that like when it would come up? What was that experience like? Where do you notice that?
It's not in my throat, I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's unusual. Well, maybe it is. And when I said that, it's like I feel like it's in my throat a little.
Okay. And how do you feel towards it as you notice it there?
Just curious again, wanting to know. I'm not even angry at it, not now anyways.
Great.
I don't feel that anger. Remember I used to, oh
Yeah.
God, when we first started, I was so angry.
Sure. Yeah. Now those parts have relaxed. They trust you now. So let that part know, the part in the throat, the part that didn't feel good enough, that you've gotten those angry parts to step back. You've seen how those other parts have been hard on it, and that you're curious about it. And see what it wants to tell you about itself.
Just different things I think we've talked about before, just not having what other kids had, what I thought other kids had, so that I, felt like I wasn't as good as them, or I guess just that part looked a lot at what others had in that. So that, that child didn't feel as good as them because she didn't have what others had or thought others had.
Yeah. Just let her know that you really want to understand what that was like for her, that you really want to get it, and that she can tell you or show you however she wants what that was like.
I feel like I'm blocking something again.
Okay. Let's see what that blocking part wants you to know, what it's concerned about.
The word worthless came to my mind.
Yeah.
It goes back to not feeling.
Yeah. Is it concerned that you'll feel worthless by having this conversation with this part? Or something, something along those lines, something around worthlessness.
I don't think it's concerned about feeling that. I feel like I'm not connecting with that part right now again. I don't know why sometimes I get stuck.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like there is a part that feels worthless, or has. It might still carry that. And then it sounds like there might be parts that are kind of blocking your connection with that part.
It seems like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's that, figuring out part again, trying to figure it all out rather than just being still and trying to connect with that part and
Sure.
letting what needs to come out, come out.
Right. Yeah. It's nice that you're able to identify that. Yeah, you just ask that part to step back, or maybe let it know that this is a great way to figure parts out. To just let you.
I could just see a little girl just wanting again,
Yeah.
wanting to be important, the most important.
Yeah. And how do you feel towards her as you see her there?
Sad.
Sad for her?
I think so. And
Yeah.
sad that the adult can still be like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you might let her know that. Let her know that you see how kind of powerful she is. You see how her emotions affect you and your system. And if you are feeling sad for her for feeling that way, you can let her know that you want to help her out. How close would you say you are to her in terms of feet away?
I don't think I'm in my mind like I can picture, but I'm not. I don't sense that I'm like right there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, if it feels right, just do whatever you can do to maybe deepen your access. Maybe try to go towards her if it feels okay.
I see somebody there with her. I'm assuming it's my older self, like saying I'm coming.
It's interesting. So you're seeing her and you're seeing an older version of yourself?
Yeah, like going up, telling her I'm coming.
Okay.
But still getting pictures just of a little me, just being that. Not scaredy cat, just being. Is skittish a word? Just, just not being confident. Just.
Yeah. How does the little girl react when she hears that you're coming?
I feel relaxed when I'm sensing being there with the little girl. So I'm assuming the little girl feels relaxed and safe.
Okay. I wonder if you can kind of trade places with that older part that you see going towards her. And you go towards her. Again, if it feels right.
That older part was me going towards her, though.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I said it that way is because you said you see this older part. And the fact that you were seeing it indicated to me that you were not being it.
Okay.
Which is common. There are, there may be other older parts that are in there and are interacting with this little girl. There can be caretaking parts. There can be all kinds of other parts. But usually when we're interacting directly with a part, we have the first person experience of it. Does that make sense?
Oh, I think I'm a little confused.
Okay.
I have done it before, though. I'm like a little.
You have spoken directly with parts before, absolutely. Right? You did that earlier in this conversation. You've talked directly with the 5-year-old part, and you helped unburden her.
So what yours? I maybe need you to explain it again. I
Okay.
need not make it so complicated in my head.
Yeah. And I could be, making assumptions here and being pedantic. But so if you're seeing an older person going towards that girl, then that sounds like you're seeing a part interacting with another part. Whereas if you were going towards this girl, you would only see the little girl. If you're seeing two people, then there's 3 of you.
Wow. I thought that was like, I'm picturing me and the little girl there to comfort her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sounds like probably a caretaking part. And I could be wrong about all of this. This is just from my experience and from just what I've observed and learned. We want you to be talking to the little girl, not a part that you see talking to the little girl.
So I need to be more connected with.
Again, you might just take those steps forward. You might just trade places with that part that you see. You might ask the grown-up part that you see to step back.
It's like I could just see the little girl saying no.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to come closer.
No, not to go away.
Oh. See if you can let her know who you are and get her attention towards you. You might even think about, where in proximity, like eye contact, like is she looking that way, that way? Can you get in front of her? Can you let her know that it's you who wants to get to know her?
Again, when I asked it and said that, it's like it says, "Oh, it's you, mommy."
Yes.
I get that a lot.
How's that feel?
Good, but a little sad again.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
I am. I feel like
Good.
I've been here before, and
Yeah. Good. So just let her know that's fine and that she can talk to you and that you will be that for her. She can trust you and she can let you know exactly how she's feeling, what it was like to have that sense of worthlessness.
it's like how it just felt awful being pushed aside. And
Yeah. Just stay with that. Stay with her. Let her show you that. And you don't have to report it to me. I don't need to know the stories, but she needs you to know the stories. She needs you to know how she feels. Just let her know she can show you however she wants.
so try not to. I'm going to be quiet for a little bit while I'm.
Excellent. You're doing great.
It's my dog breathing. If you can hear that, sorry.
I can't.
Good, because it's like. I think the little girl is, telling me some things, just saying some things how she felt about what happened.
Mm-hmm. Does she feel like she can trust you?
Yeah, the part is, I notice, is trusting me more.
Mm-hmm.
The different parts, and even this part.
Yeah. Let's just ask her again if there's anything else that she wants to show you. Let her know that you really want to understand what it was like for her.
There was a few more things that came up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how are you feeling towards her now, having learned all this about her?
Kind of a little sad because she went through all these things, and letting what happened make her feel so small,
Yeah,
when
it is sad.
because she was beautiful, beautiful little girl, I always
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. So now, if you'd like, you can try going back into her time and being there for her in the way that she needed someone. You see her as beautiful, and that's what she wanted. So see if you can go back into her time, into some of those scenes that she was showing you, and be that person that she needed. And ask her if there's anything she wants you to do for her back then, if there's anybody she wants you to talk to.
I was just going through a few things that I'm being there for her and validating and just being very supportive
Mm-hmm.
of what she did, and to be proud of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody that she'd like you to talk to for her? Anything she'd like to see you change about some of those scenes?
Like she kind of would like to say stuff to friends or people that didn't seem like they cared enough about her.
Yeah. And how does that feel to you? Can you help her? Or maybe kind of do that for her or with her in that supportive way?
I will try.
Yeah. Just whatever feels right for you and her.
She seems a little happier and a little more confident, with
Yeah.
with
She's got
me.
you she's got you on her side now, right?
Yeah, like being there.
Yeah, let her know that you
The back,
let her know
patting her on the
that
back, I guess.
yeah, let her know that you want to keep doing that for her from now on. And that you want to be that person that she can go to with whatever she's feeling. Is there any more that she wants to do back in that time before you invite her to the present?
She kind of said she wants to kick everyone out the door. Kick everyone out the door. That's all.
If these parts usually know what they need to heal, if she'd like to see a place that's all her own, well, we can give her that.
I think she wanted to do that before too, if I remember right.
I don't know. Have you worked with this part before?
Well, I think other parts sometimes it's like I can remember them just wanting to kick everyone, just kick them all out. Now that the part feels a little more confident in that.
Yeah, she's not dependent on them now that she has you.
It's like she wants to I'm going to make a room
Yes.
and kick everyone in the room.
Yes.
And then she might just lock them up and take the key.
Yeah. Also, and if that feels right, then do that. But also, the next step is to invite her to come be with you wherever she wants. So it may be more efficient to just get out of there. And if she's ready to do that, she can come be with you in the present. She can go to some fantasy place or wherever she likes.
Yeah. I think she's ready to leave.
Yeah, and she knows she doesn't ever have to go back there. Just tell her she doesn't have to go back. And that you're going to be taking care of her from now on, and she can come be wherever she wants. Ask her where she'd like to go.
I know there's so many things she could do, and it's strange that she doesn't seem to know where or what she wants to do.
Yeah. Is she happy being with you?
I think so.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
And she may come up with places she wants to go going forward. Like, I have young parts in me that have a new idea every week and things that they want to express and explore. So when they're connected with you, the sky's the limit. You can just keep being there for them and keep offering them what they want and need.
Yeah, I think she's content being with me for right now.
Yeah, okay. So she feels like you brought her into the present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. And now you could ask her where she carries those feelings of worthlessness. Where does she carry those in her body or around her body? And how would she like to give them up? She can give them up to light, wind, fire, water, any way that she wants.
Can she give them up to the nighttime, the sky, the stars?
Yeah. Yeah, help her do that. Help her set that up for her and with her. And tell her to take those feelings of worthlessness out of her body. Give them up until they're all out.
Seems like the sky's getting brighter. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's brightening up the sky.
Wow.
I wouldn't think it would brighten up the sky, but they're turning into positive.
Yeah. Just make sure she does it until it feels like it's all out.
It's like I can see her standing there just nice and straight.
Are there any qualities she would like to invite into her body?
There's lots of them she's inviting in.
Great. And how would she like to kind of stay connected with you going forward? Is there a way that she wants you to kind of check in on her?
I've been still going to my heart.
Yeah.
Seems like, that because when I put my hands there, I'm hugging myself too. And
yeah. See if that works for her, because I know that worked with some other parts. And she might want her own place. So just see if that works for her and kind of test that out.
Does it sound strange that it's like she's a little scared to have her own part? She wants to be with, her own space. She wants to be with
She'll
the other
be left
part.
out.
To be, yeah, to be left out.
Yeah.
It's such a comforting.
Whatever works for her. She knows what she needs.
Yeah, it's like they still seem like they need to stick together.
Yeah.
So they're not so confused and too much to.
Yeah.
So all together.
If she's had an experience maybe of being pushed around by other parts in the past, but maybe now you have parts that are unburdened and feeling fine, then I can see how parts would want to play with parts.
Yeah, because I've still been doing that. This morning I was doing that a little with the part, just the scared little part. It wasn't bad, but it's like such a comfort I feel for them too. Yeah. It seems like.
Great. Yeah, and if you can always change any of these things. Just give it a try for a few days, a week, a couple weeks, and then as long as you're connecting with her and trying to connect with her, she'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like they seem happy when I touch my heart like that, and
yeah,
like they're getting the hugs that they needed.
That they need. Mm-hmm. You could invite in that kind of possessive part that we were talking to earlier, and maybe show it the work that you've done with this part. Show it that it doesn't need to protect in that way anymore. You might ask if it has anything it wants to give up to the night sky or any way. And any other protective parts that maybe had concerns, maybe the part that was calling this girl a brat, or parts that were blocking, just any parts that, were kind of orbiting around this exile. Just let them see how you've worked with her and how she's feeling now.
Kind of saying all that work for nothing. All that work they were doing.
Well, they needed to do their job at one time. It was very, very valuable, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And these feelings are very real in you. So, but yeah, they don't have to keep doing that. If any of them want to kind of reevaluate their roles, they can do that.
And they're jumping in the water.
Yeah.
Good place for them.
Yeah. So how's it all feeling in there now?
Feels pretty good. It's like a thought came to me, like the sky's the limit, kind of.
Right.
Like
right.
To have that confidence and anything's possible.
Right. Yep. The more of these parts you have on your team, yeah, I mean, it's just to reconnect with these young parts that have so much to offer, and to have these protective parts be able to relax. It's huge what it opens up.
I know, it's like I think I've always kind of been like a kid at heart in a way, and the way I act, but sometimes after we do this, it's a different feeling. It's still that, it's like there is a lot that wants to come out, to explore, I guess, in that again. And so it's kind of like the little kid coming out, but it's a little different, a different feeling.
Okay. Does it feel complete for now? Are there any other parts that have any concerns or questions?
No, I think we're good.
Awesome. Good work.
Oh, thank you. I hope I didn't. Sometimes it is. It's like, it can be so hard to hear the part, to connect, and other times it's like it's right there.
Yeah.
Especially when I tell you one thing and then it's like, no, the part tells me what it wants, not what I want. But that's what I love, seeing that. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's very normal. We're used to having our own kind of judgments or perspectives or just blind spots around these parts because we haven't connected with them in so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of think we know what they need, but they just have so much more to offer. They are complete personalities, and you can come to know all sides of them, and you'll just keep being surprised.
Yeah, and yeah, that's all I can say. It's like, yeah, I feel good right now.
Okay. Well, keep connecting with that part. Let me know how it goes.
I always do.
Okay.
And I appreciate you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.